entry. The ketch Scarlet Queen. Position 123 degrees, 8 minutes west, 37 degrees, 31 minutes north. Gyro compass course 237. Wind fresh, sky fair. Remarks. Cleared port of San Francisco at 2:30 p.m. Sailing delayed 19 hours due to death of first officer. Cause of death, murder. I stood there on the pier that evening, the ache in my frame reminding me that a long, hard day of loading stores was behind me, and looked out over the bay. It wasn't a night for stargazing or anything, just typically San Francisco, damp and gray. The kind most people trade off early for steam heat and drinks in short glasses. But for me, it was good. The Scarlet Queen nudged her fenders against the dock right below me. She looked clean and young in her new white paint with her shining bright work, picking up the pier lights like costume jewelry under neon. She was beautiful, and she was mine, all 78 feet of her. She rose and fell just a little, even in the quiet harbor water, delicately, lifting her figurehead out of the shadows now and then to give her a glance at the dock. The Scarlet Queen, a fresh young body looking forward from just under the bowsprit, bold, teasing, dressed in only a crown and painted scarlet. But that particular gray San Francisco night wasn't cut out for romance between man and lacquered wood. I didn't hear him as he walked up behind me, but it didn't take me long to pick up the odor of a jail cell after he opened his mouth.
You Philip Carney?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Kessel, homicide. You know a man named David R. Malone?
Yeah, he's my chief mate. Who'd he kill?
That's not what I'm interested in. I want to know who killed him. Come on, you got a date at headquarters.
Wait a minute. This is a little sudden on a full stomach. What happened to him? How was he killed?
The books are going to call it murder by a person or persons unknown. Homicide wants to know you better.
And so begins the voyage of the Scarlet Queen, with Phil Carney, master of the proudest ship to plow the seas, bound for uncharted adventure. Every week, a complete entry in the log, and every week, a league further in the strange voyage of the Scarlet Queen.
Your last name, first and middle initial.
Carney Philip M.
Age?
29.
Height?
6'2.5".
Weight?
207.
Eyes blue, hair brown. Scars or other identifying marks?
Yeah, a tattoo. A 3-strand Turk's head in my right bicep.
A what?
A 3-strand Turk's head. It's a knot. You know, or does somebody else tie your shoelaces? A knot. Kessel, I'm getting awful sick of this.
Shut up and answer the question.
Address?
The schooner Scarlet Queen.
Street number?
Street number? Well, how in the... Pier 12, berth 2, Embarcadero. Not permanent.
That'll be enough for now, O'Brien. That might be a pretty permanent address at that, Connie.
Not with me paying the rent. My lease is up day after tomorrow.
Well, we'll take care of that. How long had you known Malone?
Since, about 5 days.
Not about, Connie. How long?
5 days. I signed him on 5 days ago.
When did you see him last? Exactly.
Between 12:30 and 1 this afternoon, I saw his stern end going around the warehouse at Pier 12. He turned to the right. Exactly.
He went to room 218, the Crown Hotel on Columbus Avenue in the North Beach section. Why?
Because he's human, I suppose. They build hotels for people to go into.
He didn't look human when we found him.
Look, Kessel, I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry Malone's dead. He was a nice guy. But that's all I can give you. I saw him between 12:30 and 1. The rest of the day I spent loading stores. If you want proof, I've got 4 seamen who worked with me all day. That'll carry me to the time you tap me on the shoulder. What do you want, a halo?
Yeah, don't get sore, Connie. Yeah, have a cigarette.
No, thanks. All I want's a cab back to the Embarcadero on you.
Sure. We'll take care of that. Just a couple of more questions.
That patience act fits you about like a bare midriff evening gown.
Thanks, Connie. Might not last. What information could Malone have learned on your Scarlet Queen that somebody go to a lot of trouble to get him out of?
What are you talking about, Kessel?
Malone was tortured for a good long time. And then somebody slipped or lost their temper.
He didn't know anything.
He didn't know why $50,000 was deposited in your name last year?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Barrett, bring Funston in.
The name Funston rang just a faint bell for me, but I recognized the little guy they brought in all right. If there was anybody who knew about my banking business, he did. He worked there in the assistant cashier's office. Down there, he was just another face looking at you through rimless glasses. But here, he looked like trouble.
Mr. Funston, is this the man you say received that $50,000 letter of credit?
I'm sorry, Mr. Carney, but the police, you know. Yes, sir. He's the man.
Remind me to bank someplace else next time.
That's all, Mr. Funston. Thank you.
I hope you understand, Mr. Carney. I had to answer the question.
Goodbye, Funston. It's been grand. You guys have got long noses, haven't you?
Uh-huh. When things smell as rotten as this. It was deposited in the San Francisco bank while you were in China with the Marines.
Where are you getting this, Kessel?
It was sent over as a letter of credit from a firm in Shanghai called Kang and Son. Most of it went to a local shipyard where your Scarlet Queen was built, to a flock of coast companies for your cargo. 50,000 mystery dollars, Connie, and a voyage to nowhere.
I won it in a crap game, and my articles say Honolulu.
Honolulu, with enough stores aboard for a 2-year cruise. What do you think you're kidding, Connie? Why don't you talk?
Why don't you get tired? You're pumping a lot of bilge flush. You're bluffing your heart out, and you know it.
All right, Connie. You can go. But we'll be hearing from you.
Sure. Sure, I'll send you a postcard from Honolulu.
Be a Christmas card by the time you get there.
I'll take that cab now, huh?
With $50,000 in mystery money, you can pay for it. Now get out of here.
I would have traded places with any engine room hand on any Great Lakes ore ship after I left Kessel, and I hate fresh water almost as much as I hate engine rooms. Kang had warned me when I signed with him in Shanghai. The opposition, he called them. An octopus with a body in an office building in Hong Kong, a brain called Felix Van Gort, and the tentacles groping across the world for the prize Kang was sending me after. A $10 million prize somewhere in the South Pacific, but only Kang knew where, and only Van Gort and Kang knew what it was. I didn't know who the San Francisco tentacle was, but he'd warned me, and I'd fed Malone to it. I knew he'd been tortured for something even I didn't know. The true destination of the Scarlet Queen. I locked my cabin door, closed the ports, and poured a couple of stiff drinks. I checked my naval code on the disposition of the moneys and effects of deceased seamen and got Malone's stuff together. In a pocket of one of his coats, I found a match folder from the Gorgonia, a bar advertising pre-war whiskey and continuous entertainment. On the inside was a name, Helen, and the number 218. So I kept it. By 11 the next morning, Malone was written off my books, and my new chief mate was aboard an old salt by the name of Pritchard. By 11:15, Kessel's crack about that Christmas card made sense because the Coast Guard handed me a piece of paper saying my port clearance had been revoked indefinitely. And at 11:30, I was in my cabin cleaning a .45 automatic that I'd gotten out of the habit of wearing, and that's when I met Gallagher. Big Red Gallagher.
Hello, Skipper.
Who the devil are you, and how'd you get aboard?
I wanted to talk to you. I'm Red Gallagher.
Where's my gangway watch? He's got orders, nobody aboard.
He tried, Skipper. Don't blame him, but you know how it is. I wanted to talk to you.
He didn't have to explain. He held up a hand about the size of a fielder's glove and rubbed the knuckles as if they were bruised. He didn't have to say any more. He was about my size, wearing a shapeless, stained white duck officer's cap, faded dungarees, and a jumper with the sleeves rolled up. His face was heavy-featured but not flat. His eyes, gray and set off by crow's feet wrinkles from squinting into the sun. And they were laughing at me.
But no harm done, Skipper. He isn't hurt bad.
Maybe he wasn't big enough to put you over the side, huh?
Now, wait a minute, Skipper. Take it easy. We'll just bust a lot of furniture and lose a lot of skin that way. Don't be so jumpy.
All right, unload in a hurry and get out of here, then. What do you want?
I hear you're looking for a new chief mate, and I want to sign on.
You're about 2 hours too late.
What?
My new mate signed on. And listen, if anybody told you the way to get a berth is to start knocking the crew around, they gave you the wrong idea. I wouldn't get into a dory with you.
Oh, wait a minute, Skipper. I was made for this trip.
I've been with sail all my life, and I traded 3 years out of Sydney. I know that South Pacific.
How do you know where I'm going?
If that Scarlet Beauty under your bowsprit hadn't whispered to me, I could have checked your bills of lading and found glass jewelry, knives, and general Pacific trading cargo.
You're too nosy for me, Gallagher.
That's because I'm interested. Give me the berth, Skipper. What do you say?
I say get your sea boots off this ship. I'm manned and loaded and ready to shove as soon as I get clearance.
When do you think that'll be, Skipper?
What do you mean by that?
There you go, getting jumpy again. That was a civil question. I just wanted to know how long, that's all.
It'll be as quick as I can make it.
Yeah, I guess I can't blame you for that. But maybe it'll be long enough for me to try again. You need me on this ship, Skipper.
I've lived a long time without you, Gallagher. Keep your eye on the newspaper shipping columns. That's as close as you'll come to my sailing. After he left, I went to work on the 45 again, and at about 9, I got ready to follow the match folder. The Gorgonia was a typical non-tourist North Beach bar. Good, healthy fishermen up from Fisherman's Wharf. 3 women at the bar, and one sitting an electric organ up on a platform. None of them had Helen printed on their backs, but the only one whose name anybody would bother writing down was the gal making with the music. Honey-colored hair with a gardenia over the left ear, white shoulders pushing out of a whiter gown, a face full of confidence in the rest of her, and no wonder. After I finished my drink, I walked back toward her. Say, excuse me, but would your name be Helen?
Well, that's a novel approach, isn't it?
Should I get back and try it over with Irene or Penelope?
What's the difference? It'd end the same way. Can I play something for you?
Oh, this one suits me. If I can talk to you through it.
Can't for the life of me see what we'd have to talk about.
Maybe some other time we can get around to that. But I ran into an old mate of mine yesterday. He mentioned this place and you, and now I'd like to locate him. His name is Dave Malone. You know him?
Malone? You sure he said he knew me?
Yeah, I thought so, but maybe he was just hoping, huh?
Afraid that must have been it. Because I don't know any Dave Malone.
Yeah, well, it was one of those things. He mentioned your name, so I thought I'd give it a try. But I'll browse around, and maybe I'll come back on my own sometime.
I hope you do. I'll be here.
Yeah. And, wear that dress, will you? I had another drink at the bar and kept my eyes off her just enough to catch her looking at me with more than a professional look once or twice. She did go off guard right after I threw Malone's name at her, I was sure of it. I finished my drink, waved to her, and went out the door like I had someplace to go. But I stopped right after I got out of range of the windows, counted 5, and eased back so I could just look in. She was leaving the platform, and I, along with the good, healthy fisherman, watched her take that white gown back to the phone booth. It wasn't taking her long to contact somebody about me contacting her. It was just chance so far, but there were Malone, Helen, and 218, the number of the murder room at the Crown Hotel. It still could have been coincidence, but there isn't much room on the back of a match folder. The Crown Hotel was a narrow brown stone-front building, squeezed between 2 more narrow brown stone-front buildings. I looked in at the musty lobby. It was empty. I tried the door once to see if it was going to ring a bell someplace, and when nobody showed up, I went in. There was a dingy brown hunting scene hung on one wall, and a dingy brown smell of bad ventilation hanging over everything. There was an immodest calendar from a Reno gambling club wasting its time behind a desk, and a register book that had seen more lives than Munchausen. I flipped the pages back to the day before, found room 218. It was registered to one John Smith. And then, just on impulse, I flipped back to the current date and found myself on top of the whole mess. There, sprawled in an awkward hand against room 218, was the single name, Gallagher. 218 and the name Gallagher. All I needed to keep me going up those stairs. All I had to remember to enjoy bringing that .45 out of my shoulder holster was the picture of that wide grin and those gray eyes. I'd have gone through that door even if it hadn't been unlocked.
Well, Skipper, go on in.
I'm in, brother.
What's all the hardware for, Skipper? Why are you always aching for a beef when you and I run into one another?
Let's stow that warm friendship, shall we? Let's you do a little talking that you mean for a while.
I never say anything I don't mean, Skipper. You'll learn that when you know me better.
That's what I'm here for, Gallagher, so start saying something you mean.
I thought you'd get here before this. What held you up?
Something you mean, I said.
That's right. I knew you'd be bulling around this neighborhood with your chin out. Why do you think I took this room if I wasn't waiting for you?
What interests me most is that you did.
Sure. I knew you'd like it, Skipper. I know you got to have somebody from Malone before you can clear San Francisco.
You mean you're ready to confess?
Not me, Skipper. I'm as clear as deep water. I got a witness. Do I know who he is?
Not especially.
I think you do, Skipper. He's the guy who killed Malone. They call him Mr. Fox. At about 6 last night, he was paying me $2,000 to sign on the Scarlet Queen.
Yeah, that's sure clearing you in my log.
It'll clear me of murder.
That's only a misdemeanor in this game. Now, starting from Fox, let's hear some more that you mean.
I think you and I are going to team up and beat this thing by tomorrow. That's what I mean.
You what?
That's right. Starting from the Fox. He's working for Van Gort. If you didn't know that before, you know it now.
Who's Van Gort?
Yeah. You're being cagey, Skipper, and that's all right. You don't know what to say because you don't know how much I know. I don't know how much you know, so we're even.
You're talking.
The Fox didn't learn what he wanted to learn from Malone. He tried too hard. So he paid me $2,000 to sign on with you. I was supposed to go through your charts and tell him what part of the Southern Oceans you were making for him, find out everything about a Kang and Son. The payoff was going to be $1,000 a month for just keeping the finger on you and waiting to be contacted. It was an easy deal.
Somebody in your family must have been born with shark fins not too far back.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a great uncle under the Jolly Roger, Skipper, but no fins yet.
Log entry, the catch Scarlet Queen. Position, 33 degrees 14 minutes west, 32 degrees 6 minutes north. Gyro compass course 257. Wind fresh, sky fair. Remarks, departed Kobe, Japan with 3 crew confined to sick bay due to mutinous actions of first officer. Reason for mutiny, the Boston Geisha in Chesapeake Bay. It was mid-afternoon when the Scarlet Queen stood into the broad harbor of Kobe. Last time I'd been there, it had been teeming with merchantmen and busy with lighters wallowing between anchored ships and the crowded docks. That was before the war. Now there was only a scattering of native craft flying in and out, a few American liberties and victories, and the rusted hulls of sunken Japanese freighters breaking through the dirty water. The industrial section of the city behind had been firebombed into a skeleton of lonely chimneys and portions of single walls. I cleared in through Army occupation officials, and we found dockage at a half-collapsed pier that somehow gave you a sense of the apathy of the whole nation to which it was connected. After night fell, my chief mate Gallagher and the rest of the crew, except one sad-eyed gangway watch, headed up a path through the ruined warehouses toward town. I settled down in my cabin. The night was stuffy and hot, and the whole picture was helped by the sampan that splashed her anchor on my windward. The faint breeze sweeping across her came to me full of the stink of rotting fish, rancid soybean sauce, and souring rice. A couple of hours went by, then I heard the clatter of feet across our gangway. I had my head out of the cabin door just as 3 of my crew stumbled aboard. They weren't drunk, they were hurt. Their clothes were ragged and their faces were torn and bleeding. I called one of them over.
Yes, sir.
What the devil happened, Nielsen? You guys pick a sumo wrestler or something?
It was the chief, sir.
Gallagher, where is he?
He's at the Rose Bar. He's roaring, sir. He's off his nut.
How did it start?
I don't know. 3 of us were at the bar, and the chief come in from someplace and just started in on us like he was off his nut. But he could drink better than that, sir.
I'm sorry, Nielsen.
I've been tangled up before, but the guppy had to give us along with it. Says Captain Carney can look for a new chief mate. He ain't going any farther.
Hey, what?
That's right, sir. Says he's jumping ship. Here in Kobe, of all places.
I shouldn't have left the ship, but I knew what Nielsen meant. Kobe's no place to be in Gallagher's condition. In my log, Kobe was about number 3 in the tough ports of the world.
And so Mutual continues The Voyage of the Scarlet Queen, written by Gil Dowd and Bob Tallman, and starring Elliott Lewis. The Scarlet Queen, proudest ship to plow the seas, bound for uncharted adventure. Every week a complete entry in the log, and every week a league further in the strange voyage of the Scarlet Queen.
I left instructions with my gangway watch, dropped Nielsen and the other 2 at an Army first aid station for some stitches and anti-tetanus shots, and headed for the Rose Bar myself. I shouldn't have gone. I was under contract to a Shanghai firm called Kang & Son, and their contact here in Kobe was to meet me on the ship to supply me with more instructions for my voyage after a $10 million prize somewhere in the South Pacific. So far on the trip, wherever there had been Kang men, there had also been others working for Constantino and bribing, stealing, and murdering to stop the voyage of the Scarlet Queen. This sticky Japanese night held a lot of potential. I fought my way along Kobe Street, crowded with smells, sounds, and humanity. I elbowed past street urchins, beggars, professional riffraff. Finally found the garish front of the Rose Bar a block or so down from Otomachi Street. Gallagher wasn't in sight. The squat bartender grinned at me when I walked up to him, put a greasy glass in front of me.
Hello, Yank. What do you drink?
Nothing. I look for man, big red hair. He fights 3 other men here. You see him?
Sure. Oh, yes. I see him all right.
You know where he is?
Oh, yes, I know.
Where is he?
Why you want him?
He's my chief mate, and I want him to go back to the ship.
Oh, yes, very good. All things very high now in Japan. Inflation.
Okay, how much?
All things very high. Chief mate cost $100 max.
Yeah, you're a real comedian, Charlie. I'll give you 10.
Oh, no. I give you 10. You give me 90.
10. He's a low-type chief mate.
Oh, then why you want to find him, huh?
I'll see you later, Charlie. You're too funny for me.
Oh, those, please, wait a minute, Yank. Make me an offer.
I thought that's what we were talking about. I said 10, didn't I? $10 max.
Oh, it's worth more. Like 20.
10 now and 10 if he's where you say he is. Here.
Arigato gozaimasu. Go upstairs in the back. First room on that side. If he throw you down, I still get my other 10.
The stairway led to the dim, whispering second floor of the building. I knocked on the first door to the right. I heard another door close softly inside the room someplace. Then I knocked again. There was no answer, so I went in. Gallagher sat slouched at a table that held 2 glasses and a half-empty bottle.
What do you want?
You're pinning on a pretty good one, aren't you, Red? Come on, it's time you went back to the ship.
Get out of here, Connie. I'm not going with you.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk it over in the morning after you flip this off.
I don't like the food. I don't like the work. I don't like you. I don't like the whole stinking thing.
Come on, Red.
Get out of here, Connie. You're a brain you with a...
Quit acting like a teenage punk, Gallagher.
You don't believe me? Get out of here.
Get on your feet, you rumhound.
Let go of me. I'm telling you, Connie. Let go or I'll toss you out of the window.
All right, Red. Right, now get up. We're going back to the ship.
I'm not going with you. Stand here.
You're full of rotten liquor, Red.
I'm fed up with you. I'll show you how fed up I am.
Take it easy, Red. That's enough.
I haven't even started.
All right, Gallagher. Sleep it off here, then.
Lie there.
And the Queen sails at dawn. With you aboard or without you.
I started back to the ship trying to figure this thing out. There were two things wrong in the Rose Bar, outside of Charlie the bartender. Gallagher's eyes didn't look as drunk as he acted, and he could hit harder than he hit me. But from there on, it was his story, and I couldn't see any payoff coming from our knocking each other around that room for the rest of the night. I stumbled down the path toward the warehouses and onto our collapsing pier. I picked up the friendly sound of water stroking the sides of the wooden bow. The lights of the Queen gave me a feeling of warmth after the trouble and the subdued uneasiness of the Kobe night. It felt like I was coming home as I walked up to it. Then I stopped. Part of coming home was seeing the gangway watch standing at the after starboard corner of the main house and ready with a smile as I came aboard. But he wasn't there. I started running. I was in the middle of the gangway when I heard the shots. By instinct, I went into a crouch and hugged the plank. The first set of footsteps came fast. He jumped from the rail to the quayside faster than I could draw and aim my automatic. 2 slugs were all I wasted in the darkness. I had to see what he'd left aboard. Part of it was in sight when I looked up. A man in a white jacket with one red sleeve staggered out of my cabin.
Pardon the informality, Skipper. You are Connie, aren't you?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Chalmers. Does that mean anything to you?
That depends on the story that goes with it. Here, come on in. I'll take a look at that arm.
No, wait. I'll go in there. I don't know how dead he is.
Who?
There were 2 of them. Stopped one in there, but the other one...
Well, twist the handkerchief around it. What's the matter with you? Look at that deck.
Pardon me if I bleed to death.
Forget it. You know who he is?
Yeah. His name is McAllister.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me see that arm.
Okay.
All right, hold. Who does he work for?
You're brighter than that, Connie. How do you think he picked me?
Constantino? Don't answer that. All right, hold still, will you? 25 caliber. Scorched your coat. Where were you?
Told you there were 2 of them. I was after the one who grabbed my briefcase.
You brought it in a briefcase? That's great. Why didn't you wear a Chinese flag?
Hey, look, don't tell Kang how it happened. I've been trying to save up enough to get back to the States. I'll never get another job out here if this gets back to Kang.
At this rate, I'll never get to Kang. What were the instructions, do you know?
Instructions? I don't know. They gave me a package wrapped in oilskin. I just threw it
in your briefcase. Yeah. Here, use your good arm. Hold this light on him. I'm going to frisk him. Name's McAllister, that check.
Yeah, I've seen him around.
3 yen, 15 cents. That's a key ring.
Yeah, maybe those keys will lead us somewhere.
We're already there.
Huh?
This one unlocks my cabin. This one's the food stores, paint stores, sail locker, bosun's chest.
I don't get it. Those are your keys?
No, but I got a set just like them. I had these made for my first officer, Mr. Gallagher. After that key ring hit me, I tore into that stiff like a grave robber. I ripped out his pockets, coat lining, shoes, trying to find something to follow. The only thing with an address on it was a folded-up square of rice paper printed in English block letters. It said, "The New Chicago Palace of Joyful Dancing. Your welcome management, Madame Tallulah Nashimoto. Home cooking." The New Chicago Palace of Joyful Dancing was a sagging, bond-scorched frame and paper building on Motamachi Street. The front of the building was draped in red, white, and blue bunting, and under a star-spangled, slant-eyed imperial likeness of General MacArthur was a sign that said, "Pleased to come in and dance with beautiful democratic geisha, Mr. Yank, to music of Leroy Suzuki and his hot jumpers." Below that, with fewer words but more meaning, was another sign. "Out of bounds to military personnel." At the door, a blast of stale air hit us, sickening with rice beer, sake, poisonous whiskey, and cheap perfume. A square-built, porcelain-faced Nipponese doll, who might have looked attractive in native hairdress and kimono, had put on a cheap Western-style rayon dress and crimped her hair into a fast, permanent wave to entertain the conquerors with a song she was never born to sing. Chalmers and I were supplied with a marble-top table and 2 giggling gazers. In spite of the brilliant conversation, I found time to look the joint over for a face that looked intelligent enough to answer some of my questions. None of them, slant-eyed or straight, even looked sober. Then behind a portiere of eucalyptus beads that partitioned off the bar, I caught a glimpse of what I was looking for. She was at least 2 heads taller than any other Japanese girl in the place. The way she fit her Western clothes, you could tell she hadn't suffered from any vitamin deficiencies as a child. I guessed that this was the welcome management, Madame Tallulah Nashimoto. I left Chalmers in the clutches of Rose Bratham and Red Hot Mama and went into the bar.
Hello, Mr. Yang. Are they treating you right?
I not come to dance. I come look for man. Friend, other man named McAllister.
You can stop the phony pigeon talk. I'm a Boston girl myself.
Yeah. I should have known you didn't get this way in Skiaki.
You like it?
Well, enough to pity the poor GIs it's out of bounds for.
We got a back door.
What's the password? Constantino?
I wouldn't know. What does that mean in Japanese?
In English, it means a dead man on my ship.
Why are you telling me this?
Because he had an ad from this place in his wallet. Is that good enough?
And now you are disturbed again. You are so often confused between friend and enemy. Do you agree? San Francisco and Honolulu?
What are you giving me, San Francisco and Honolulu?
Your chief mate. In those places, he was not the dishonest one you thought him to be, and here in Kobe at the Rose Bar, he was not as drunk as you thought.
I know that, but I don't know why.
You will. I think you'd better explain it himself.
You're telling me he's here?
I'll tell you nothing. I only ask you to look. Come.
Uh-huh. What brought him here?
There are men who hang around here to do all kinds of little things for a few yens. One of them was named Chalmers.
Chalmers?
Yes. I recommended him for the job.
Why?
He was tired living, and I wanted to help him out.
Kind of missed on that one, didn't you?
Not at all. The dead man on your boat. That is Chalmers. The man who killed him. The man who brought you here.
Don't tell me. He's McAllister, a Constantino man, and I let him pull a switch on me.
You see? I told you were confused between friend and enemy.
Yeah. I'm still confused about you.
You won't be. This is the room.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in, Connie.
McAllister!
Don't put on the surprise act, Tallulah. I halfway expected it.
Thanks for the lift, Tallulah. You give good service in this joint.
Don't thank me, thank Mr. Gallagher.
Think nothing of it.
But it's going to cost you, Mac. You pay as you go out. I'll be waiting in the bar.
All right, boys, put him in the chair. Tie him tighter. He's not going to talk with his hands. I guess we're ready to get down to business, Connie.
Watch his eyes, Mac. You want him to be able to see that thing, don't you?
I can see. I've seen plenty.
We'll get it down to dollars and cents, Connie, so you can talk, huh? I got the stuff from Kang, and now you're going to tell me what it means, huh?
I am, huh?
You better tell him, Skipper. It won't cost you much.
Sure, I can believe that.
I hope you can, Connie. Here, we'll start out with the map. Now, look at it.
Go on, look at it, Skipper. You got nothing to lose.
What's funny? What is it?
Looks like a lousy chart of a body of water between the peninsula and the mainland, doesn't it?
I know that. Where is it?
There's no position on the thing. No latitude or longitude.
Don't be smart, Connie. You know where it is. Come on.
Okay, put down the club, McAllister. You can have it. And I hope you get a lot of good out of it. That's the chart of Chesapeake Bay. Why, you... I knew you'd like it. It looks like it was traced out of a Rand McNally atlas, if that'll help.
Leave him alone, McAllister. It's not his fault that Kang has a sense of humor.
All right, Gallagher. You put the finger on Chalmers. You knew where he was going, when he'd arrive.
Yeah, but I didn't know the map was phony.
But you knew where Chalmers came from, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's where we're going, then. Where is it?
Between here and Osaka, about 20 miles out. You got a car?
I can get one. Woods? Yeah. You stay here with Connie. Leave him in the chair the way he is, but stay here till we get back, okay?
Yeah. Okay, man.
Goodbye, Skipper. We might have made quite a team if we'd been born on the same side of the dollar sign, huh?
Let's go, Gallagher. We'll talk about that later.
I sat there, lashed to the straight-back chair, and watched Wood for a half an hour, waiting for a glimmer of something besides gunman to show through his eyes. But he didn't have it. The cords around my wrist started to dig in as the circulation was cut. My arms began to swell. I tried to cover up the pain with thoughts, but they didn't help because I couldn't skirt the fact that I'd been suckered in by McAllister with a simple switch of identities. And the rest of it didn't make sense. Especially that pencil chart of Chesapeake Bay. I finally got around to asking Wood for a drink of water. When he refused, I shut up. Spent another 20 minutes watching the moths wisping in to die in the flame of an oil lamp. I didn't hear the door as it was cracked open, but Woods did. He was on his feet with a belly gun cupped in his hand. Then all the fight went out of him. I didn't blame him. A new kimono walked in, wrapped very neatly around welcome management.
Am I intruding?
Depends on what you want, Tallulah.
I brought you a drink and a phone message.
Oh,
Max says everything is under control, but to stay here till he gets back.
good. Thanks for the drink.
I hope you like it. Got ginseng in it.
I don't know whether I like it or not with me so busy.
Just stay where he is. Enjoy your drink.
Hey, what's fast? Where did that come on?
Take your choice.
The drink's gone.
Well,
Come here.
That was the first time I'd ever watched a Boston geisha work. The girls on Beacon Hill should have picked up a few pointers while she was there. In 20 seconds, he'd melted from tough gunman. 2 sighs and a murmur after that, he'd forgotten I was in the room. By the time she finished with him, he didn't know he was there either. He still had a slightly surprised look on his face, but something new had been added. It was made of ivory and had fancy carving on it. It was a knife hilt jutting out at an angle from just over his heart.
what's the matter, Captain Connie? Don't you enjoy the new Chicago Palace of Joyful Dancing?
After that performance, sister, I got nothing but respect.
Was good, wasn't it? Oh, still, I'll untie you.
Maybe sometime in a letter or something he'll tell me what the devil's going on.
There. You move them?
You did hear me, didn't you?
I'm glad all the Yanks aren't like you. There's no time for anything but business.
My hand hurt. But I can listen.
I noticed that about you. There's nothing to worry about anymore.
You brought me here, didn't you?
And I got you out of it.
Yeah, that's a good part of the way, but McAllister and the others are headed for what I need.
Instructions from Kang? No, they aren't.
We heard different stories then.
There are many different stories in Kobe.
Shall I hear your version?
I think you'd like it. I think it would make you feel better.
From here I could stand that.
Your information from Kang is in good hands.
Whose?
Your chief mate, Gallagher's.
You're calling that good?
Yes, I am. You are still confused between friend and enemy.
What's your payoff in this deal?
You don't need a payoff. Kang and Son pay me very good salary.
You're my Kang contact here in Kobe?
What did you expect? Pot-bellied office worker?
Well, I
You don't believe me. Only I don't blame you. After what has happened. Let me explain.
No?
I was to meet you on your ship.
That's right.
But with McAllister and the others of Constantino, I could not move.
So?
So with a messenger, I contacted Gallagher when he came ashore tonight.
Oh.
Chalmers was my idea. But your Gallagher was the genius who drew the map of Chesapeake Bay.
What?
Which they so cleverly stole from Chalmers on the Scarlet Queen.
Yeah. Where's Gallagher now?
Out wasting enough time so that I could make fatal love to Mr. Wood.
You know, I'll believe all this when I wake up on the Scarlet Queen tomorrow morning well into the inland sea.
You think it's a dream?
I think it's a nightmare.
To wake up, you will awaken your chair with your arms behind like before. Only here. This time, you have Mr. Wood's gun in your hand.
And the last conversation I had with Tallulah Mashimoto was in regard to the safety catch on the .25 caliber Sambu automatic. We tugged Wood's body out of sight, and she left as quietly as she'd entered. I sat there, more comfortable this time with my finger curled over a trigger, and I waited.
All right, Connie, you were smart. Now let's talk sense about that shot, shall we?
I don't know, Mac. Things have changed in Chesapeake Bay.
What do you mean? Hey, where's Woods?
Hey, Red, watch him! Skipper! Gallagher come in last. He slugged the man behind McAllister when I shouted, and I brought my Sambu forward and got to my feet. McAllister made it to the door and out toward the entrance. I sent 3 shots after him. I wasn't sure of my aim in the dimness, but I thought I heard a body crash down the stairs. I went back into the room in time to see Gallagher pick up the other guy for the last time.
Well, Skipper, are you proud of me?
Proud of you? What for? Putting on that drunk act? For beating up 3 of my crewmen? For sending that poor Chalmers jerk to be a pigeon on the Queen? For planting your keys on him so I'd follow them into this trap?
I had to give him those keys so he could get into the cabin.
And what's it got us? A bunch of busted heads. And another black mark against Americans in a foreign port.
Oh, stop it, Skipper.
And for what?
Are you nuts? Here's what. Our sailing order's out of here. Here. Your instructions from Kang.
You mean you've been carrying these things around your hip pocket all night? That's another thing, the risks you take. And listen, I'm not forgetting you hit me. According to maritime law, that's mutiny. By dawn the next morning, Kang's instructions were safely memorized. And the Scarlet Queen left her collapsing berth and headed toward the clean sea outside the rubble-filled harbor.
Stand by! Make sail!
I swung the bows to starboard and we headed into the inland sea that splits the island group that is Japan. A good breeze swept up across Shikoku on our port. I cut the motors.
Starboard feet! Make sail!
The main sheet climbed skyward, cupped the wind, swelled out with it.
To the ship's sheet, men! Smartly now!
The jib snapped out. The mizzen filled. The Scarlet Queen heeled over, filled with life and movement again.
How's the rig, Skipper? Enough canvas?
We got the narrows to do. We'll see how she moves with jib and mizzen.
Just so we get through them into someplace else. I didn't like those people.
Listen, Red. Speaking of people, I was going to ask you about that second glass on the table at the Rose Bar.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Well, you said you had a friend on Motomachi's Street, didn't you? Well, you went ashore.
All right. In Jinsen, you stay aboard. I'll go ashore.
Yeah, I guess that's even Steven. Drink, Skipper.
After you, mate. After you. Log entry, catch Scarlet Queen, 5:30 p.m. Miles traveled, 5,591. Wind, brisk. Sky hazy. Sea smooth with high cross swell. Mainsail and mizzen reefed. Ship secured for night. Signed, Philip Carney, Master.
Mutual invites you to sail into further adventure on the voyage of the Scarlet Queen next week at the same time. Porto call, Jinsen, Korea.
Voyage of the Scarlet Queen stars Elliot Lewis as Phil Carney with Ed Max as Gallagher. Bob Bruce was heard as McAllister, Jack Crucian was Charlie the bartender, Nielsen was Frank Driscoll, and Madame Tallulah was played by Virginia Gregg. Music scored and conducted by Richard Auron. The Scarlet Queen, a Command Radio production directed by James Burton, is written by Gil Dowd and Bob Tallman. Charles Arlington speaking. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Log entry, the Ketch Scarlet Queen. Position, 123 degrees, 8 minutes west, 37 degrees, 31 minutes north. Gyro compass course 237. Wind, fresh. Sky, fair. Remarks, cleared port of San Francisco at 2:30 p.m. Sailing delayed 19 hours due to death of first officer. Cause of death, the Shanghai secret. I stood there on the pier that evening, the ache in my frame reminding me that the last long, hard day of loading stores was behind me, and watched a China-bound freighter feeling her way out into the fog-shrouded harbor. The Scarlet Queen nudged her fenders against the dock right below me, her bright work shining like costume jewelry even in the failing light. She was beautiful in her new white paint, and she was mine, all 78 feet of her. She rose and fell, just a little, delicately, lifting the carved wood figure under her bowsprit out of the shadows now and then. A fresh young body, looking forward, bold, teasing, dressed in only a crown and painted brilliant red. The Scarlet Queen, the woman my own particular world revolved around. But that gray San Francisco evening wasn't cut out for romance between man and lacquered wood. I didn't hear him as he walked up behind me, but it didn't take me long to pick up the odor of a jail cell after he opened his mouth.
You Philip Carney?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Kessel, San Francisco homicide. You know a man named David R. Malone?
Yeah, he's my chief mate. What'd he do?
He died. Come on, you got a date at headquarters.
Wait a minute. It's a little sudden on a full stomach. What happened to him?
The books are going to call it murder by a person or persons unknown. Homicide wants to know you better.
And so Mutual begins The Voyage of the Scarlet Queen, written by Gil Dowd and Bob Tallman, and starring Elliot Lewis. The Scarlet Queen, proudest ship to plow the seas, bound for uncharted adventure. Every week a complete entry into the log, and every week a league further in the strange voyage of the Scarlet Queen.
Your last name first and middle initial.
Carney Philip M.
Age?
29.
Height?
6'2.5".
Weight?
207.
Eyes blue, hair brown. Scars or other identifying marks?
Yeah, tattoo. A 3-strand Turk's head on my right bicep.
A what?
A 3-strand Turk's head. It's a knot, you know. Or did somebody else tie your shoelaces? Kessel, I'm getting awful sick of this.
Shut up and answer the question.
Address?
The Ketch Scarlet Queen.
Street number?
Street number? How? Pier 48, berth 2, Embarcadero, not permanent.
That'll be enough for now, O'Brien. That might be a pretty permanent address at that, Connie.
Not with me paying the rent. I got my port clearance and I'm leaving tomorrow.
Maybe you are, Connie. How long had you known Malone?
Since, Oh, about 5 days.
Not about, Connie. How long?
5 days. I signed him on 5 days ago.
Uh-huh. When'd you see him last? Exactly.
Between 12:30 and 1 this afternoon, I saw his stern end going around the warehouse at Pier 48. He turned to the right, exactly.
He went to room 218, the Crown Hotel on Columbus Avenue, the North Beach section. Why?
Because he's human, I suppose. They build hotels for people to go into.
He didn't look human when we found him.
Look, Kessel, I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry Malone's dead. He was a nice guy. But that's all I can give you. If you want an alibi, I've got 4 seamen who loaded stores with me all day. That'll carry me to the time you tap me on the shoulder. What do you want, a halo?
That's all right. Just don't get sore, Connie. Here, you want a cigarette?
No, thanks. All I want is a cab back to the Embarcadero. On you.
Sure. We'll take care of it. Just a couple more questions.
Oh, stop. That Patience Act fits you about like a bare midriff evening gown. Take it off. Get comfortable.
Thanks, Connie. I will. What could Malone have learned on your Scarlet Queen that somebody would go to a lot of trouble to get out of him?
What are you talking about, Kessel?
Malone was tortured. That's what I'm talking about for a good long time. And then somebody slipped or lost their temper.
He didn't know anything.
He didn't know why $50,000 was deposited in your name last year?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Barrett, bring Funston in.
The name Funston rang just a faint bell for me, but I recognized the little guy they brought in all right. If there was anybody who knew about my banking business, he did. He worked there, in the assistant cashier's office. Down there, he was just another face looking at you through rimless glasses. Here, he looked like trouble.
Mr. Funston, is this the man you say received that $50,000 letter of credit?
I'm sorry, Mr. Carney, but the police, you know. Yes, sir, he's the man.
Remind me to bank someplace else next time.
That's all, Mr. Funston. Thank you.
I hope you understand, Mr. Carney. I had to answer the
Cast off, Funston. I'll thank you later. You guys have got long noses, haven't you?
Yeah, when things smell as rotten as this. It was deposited in the San Francisco bank while you were in China with the Marines.
Where are you getting this, Kessel?
It was sent over as a letter of credit from a firm in Shanghai called Kang & Son. Most of it went to a local shipyard where your Scarlet Queen was built and to a flock of coast companies for your cargo. $50,000 mystery dollars, Connie. And a voyage to nowhere.
I won it in a crap game, and my articles say Honolulu.
Honolulu. With enough stores aboard for a 2-year cruise, who do you think you're kidding, Connie? Why don't you talk?
Why don't you get tired? You're pumping a lot of bilge flush. You're bluffing your heart out, and you know it.
All right, Connie, you can go.
But about time.
But you'll be at Pier 48 when we want you.
What do you mean by that?
The Coast Guard's a cooperative outfit. Your port clearance has been revoked until this is cleaned up. I'll call you when I want you again.
I would have traded places with any engine room hand on any Great Lakes ore ship after I left Kessel. And I hate fresh water almost as much as I hate engine rooms. Kang had warned me when I signed with him in Shanghai. The opposition, he called him. An octopus with a body in an office building in Hong Kong, a brain called Constantino, and the tentacles groping across the world for the prize Kang was sending me after. A $10 million prize somewhere in the South Pacific. Its exact location was Kang's secret. And Constantino was ready to bribe, steal, or murder to get that secret. I didn't know who his San Francisco tentacle was, but I did know that it had killed Malone. I knew that he'd been tortured for something even I didn't know. The true destination of the Scarlet Queen. It was 7:30 by the time I got back to the Queen. I checked the mooring lines, went into my cabin, poured myself 2 quick, stiff drinks, and started to clean a .45 automatic I'd gotten out of the habit of wearing. If Constantino's machine had gone into operation, I figured it might be a healthy habit to get back into. I had it stripped and spread out on my desk. And that's when I met Gallagher. Big Red Gallagher.
Hello, Skipper.
Who the devil are you, and how'd you get aboard?
I wanted to talk to you. I'm Red Gallagher.
Where's my gangway watch? He's got orders, nobody aboard.
We tried, Skipper. Don't blame him. But you know how it is. I wanted to talk to you.
He didn't have to explain. He held up a hand about the size of a fielder's glove and rubbed the knuckles as if they were bruised. He didn't have to say any more. He was about my size, wearing a shapeless, stained white duck officer's cap, faded dungarees, and a jumper with the sleeves rolled up. His face was heavy-featured but not flat. His eyes gray and set off by crow's feet wrinkles from squinting into the sun. And they were laughing at me.
But no harm done, Skipper. He isn't hurt bad.
Maybe he wasn't big enough to put you over the side.
Now, wait a minute, Skipper. Take it easy. We'll just bust up a lot of furniture and lose a lot of skin that way. Don't be so jumpy.
All right, unload in a hurry and get out of here then. What do you want?
I hear you're looking for a new chief mate, and I want to sign on.
Where did you hear I was looking for a new chief mate?
I got a friend at the mall. He keeps me a beam of these things.
Is the rest of the story for sale?
What story, Skipper? Is there something I should know?
I don't like your trim, Gallagher. Maybe it's because you think you can get a berth after knocking my crewmen around. Maybe it's because I think you're lying in your teeth. Either way, I wouldn't get into a dory with you.
Wait a minute, Skipper. I was made for this trip. I know that South Pacific.
How do you know where I'm going?
Maybe that scarlet beauty under your bowsprit whispered to me.
You're too nosy for me, Gallagher. Get your sea boots off the ship. I'm manned and loaded and ready to shove as soon as I get clearance.
When do you think that'll be, Skipper?
What do you mean by that?
There you go, getting jumpy again. That was a simple question. I just wanted to know how long, that's all.
It'll be as quick as I can make it.
Yeah. I guess I can't blame you for that, but maybe it'll be long enough for me to try again. You need me on this ship, Skipper.
I've lived a long time without you. Keep your eye on the newspaper shipping columns, Gallagher. That's as close as you'll come to my sailing. After he left, I reassembled the 45, checked my naval code on the disposition and effects of deceased seamen, and started to get Malone's gear together. In the pocket of one of his coats, I found a match folder from the Gorgonio, a bar advertising pre-war liquor and continuous entertainment. On the inside, somebody had written a name, Helen, and a number that straightened me up like a right to the chin. It was 218, the number of the murder room at the Crown Hotel. 20 minutes later, I was at the Gorgonio. It was a typical non-tourist North Beach bar. Good, healthy fishermen up from Fisherman's Wharf. 3 women at the bar, and one sitting at the electric organ up on a platform. None of them had Helen printed on their backs, but the only one whose name anyone would bother writing down was the girl making with the music. Honey-colored hair with a gardenia over the left ear. White shoulders pushing out of the whiter gown. A face full of confidence in the rest of it. And no wonder. After I finished my drink, I walked back toward her. Say, excuse me, but would your name be Helen?
Oh, a novel approach, isn't it?
Should I go back and try it over with Irene or Penelope?
What's the difference? It ends the same way. Can I play something for you?
This one suits me. If I can talk to you through it.
Can't for the life of me see what we'd have to talk about.
Maybe some other time we can get around to that. But I ran into an old mate of mine yesterday. He mentioned this place, and you know I'd like to locate him. His name is Dave Malone. Do you know him?
Malone? Sure he said he knew me?
Yeah, I thought so, but maybe he was just hoping, huh?
Yeah. Afraid that must have been it, because I don't know any Dave Malone.
Yeah, well, it was one of those things. He mentioned your name, so I thought I'd give it a try, but I'll coast around. Maybe I'll come back on my own sometime.
I hope you do. I'll be here.
Wear that dress, will you? I had another drink at the bar and kept my eyes off her, just enough to catch her looking at me with more than a professional look once or twice. She did go off guard right after I threw Malone's name at her. I was sure of it. I finished my drink and went out the door like I had someplace to go. But I stopped right after I got out of range of the windows, counted 5, and eased back so I could just look in. She was leaving the platform. And I, along with the good, healthy fisherman, watched her sway that white gown back to the phone booth. It wasn't taking her long to contact somebody about me contacting her. It was just chance so far, but they were Malone, Helen, and 218, the number of the murder room at the Crown Hotel. It could have been coincidence, but there isn't much room on the back of a match folder. The Crown Hotel was a narrow brownstone front building squeezed between 2 more narrow brownstone front buildings. I looked in at the musty lobby. It was empty. I tried the door once to see if it was going to ring a bell someplace. When nobody showed up, I went in. There's a dingy brown hunting scene hung on one wall, and a dingy brown smell of bad ventilation hanging over everything. There was an immodest talent of Merino Gambling Club wasting its time behind the desk. And a register book that had seen more lies than Munchausen. And I flipped the pages back to the day before. Found room 218. It was registered to one John Smith. Then, just on impulse, I flipped back to the current date and found myself on top of the whole mess. Sprawled in an awkward hand against room 218 was the single name, Gallagher. Room 218 and the name Gallagher. All I needed to keep me going up those stairs. All I had to remember to enjoy bringing that .45 out of my shoulder holster was the picture of that wide grin and those gray eyes. I'd have gone through that door even if it hadn't have been unlocked.
Well, Skipper, come on in.
I'm in, brother.
What's all the hardware for, Skipper? Why are you always aching for a beef when you and I run into one another?
Let's show that warm friendship, shall we? Let you do a little talking that you mean for a while.
I never say anything I don't mean, Skipper. You'll learn that when you know me better.
That's what I'm here for, Gallagher, so start saying something you mean.
Sure. Why do you think I took this room if I wasn't sure you'd be bulling around this neighborhood tonight?
What interests me most is that you did.
I knew you'd like it, Skipper. I know you've got to have Malone's murderer before you can clear San Francisco, and I can give him to you. They call him Mr. Fox. He's working for Constantino. If you didn't know that before, you know it now.
Who's Constantino?
You're being cagey, Skipper, and that's all right. You don't know what to say because you don't know how much I know. I don't know how much you know, so we're even, right?
You're talking.
The Fox didn't learn what he wanted to learn from Malone. He tried too hard. So he paid me $2,000 to sign on with you. I was supposed to find out what part of the Southern Oceans you were making for, and the payoff was going to be $1,000 a month. For just keeping the finger on you and waiting to be contacted. It was an easy deal.
Somebody in your family must have been born with shark fins not too far back.
There was supposed to be a great uncle under the Jolly Roger, Skipper, but no fins yet. But I got reason. I'm telling you this because if they'd pay off like that for just a line on you, I figure the real dough is going to be made on your side. You got a hold of something big. I still want to ship with you, but for you.
Well, I'm telling you, Gallagher, for the price of the Queen, I can't tell you who's crazy in this room.
Nobody is, Skipper. You're going to be ahead, too. Believe me, you are. I can help you clear up the mess here in Frisco. I'll put you next to the Fox and his mermaid.
Oh? Her name Helen?
How'd you get that?
She isn't hard to find.
Well, that's right, Helen Curran. She led Malone to this room with a smile and a promise.
Yeah. Either one would look good from her. I know I was there.
She seen you? Did you tell her who you were?
Are you nuts?
Then it'll work. Listen. But tonight, you're the chief mate of the Scarlet Queen. You beat me out of the berth. If you'll go for that story, I'll get you Malone's killer.
Or put me on a morgue slab for another $2,000. I trust you like I trust the compass at the North Pole.
It'll take you a month to get him without me, Skipper.
With you under homicide's 3rd degree?
Even then. Now, here's my deal, and we both make headway. I get the mate's berth, and you get your port clearance. But we got to have a bait. That's you. And we got to have somebody who can put it in the right place. That's me. You got the 45. Take a gamble, Skipper. I'll show you how it works.
It was about 11:15 when I pulled my left ear for luck the last time, followed him down to the lobby, took my last look at that Reno calendar. Gallagher looked like he was enjoying putting me on the block, and the only reason I could dream up for playing sucker was the idea that as long as I kept the line on him, I was at least secured of something. He squeezed me into the phone booth with him when he put the bait on the hook. He held the receiver so I could get my ear into it, too, and called Helen Curran at the Gorgonio.
Hello, baby. This is Red.
Oh, it's about time. I thought you were coming in.
And something came up. Did you get the gardenia?
Sure. Sure, I'm wearing it right now. When can I show you how much I like it?
Don't talk like that when I'm so far away. Listen, things got foul tonight, but I think they'll work out anyway.
What happened, Red?
I missed that mate's berth by about 15 minutes. A guy by the name of Pritchard beat me to it.
Oh, Red, the Fox isn't going to like this.
I think he will. Did a guy come in there tonight looking for Dave Malone?
Yeah. Why, Red?
That was Pritchard. And he's got the information we want.
That sounds funny, Red. How'd you get all this?
He stuck his head in a bar where I was, and I recognized him. He knows where they're headed. I could have maybe pumped him for it, but I thought it'd be better if you and the Fox were in on it, too.
Yeah. Where is he?
On his way back to the Gorgonio to see you. He's big. So I better tag along for the party, don't you think? Maybe in your apartment later, if you can get him there. And I think you can.
All right, Red. Give me a half hour to get through to the Fox and call me back. I'll let you know where he'll pick you up, okay?
Yeah, but, baby, take it easy till I get there. I don't want that gardenia crushed on anybody's shoulder but mine.
Helen Curran knew her business. She didn't go overboard selling herself, but like nature taking its course, she and the white gown and I got into a cab after closing time. Her apartment was in the Buell Arms on Russian Hill. It was a little overdone in modernizing a setup that was dull mid-Victorian a few years back. Light walls with Venetian blinds, some flamingos and parakeets flying through verdant jungles. He framed before they started. And a bedroom to the right that she went into saying something about something comfy. When she came back, I saw clearly that she went for off-the-shoulder hostess gowns, too.
There now. I feel more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
What's the matter with me, anyway?
Is that something?
I always seem to stir the wrong approach in you. Or are you just shy?
With you don't need an approach. You just move naturally.
You're not shy at all, are you? You're just overconfident. You've been spoiled by women.
Never hurt me. But then it's not very often as appealing as your brand.
Do you think I'll spoil you?
But I wonder if you'd hurt me.
Not even if I could, and I... Hey, wait a minute. Oh, I couldn't hurt you if I wanted to, could I?
I don't know, but from where I sit, who cares? Like I said, she knew her business. And I had to keep remembering that it wasn't all crushed gardenias tonight. We finally did get around to a drink out of a rattan-covered bottle, and I could tell by the heavy-lidded look she gave me over a glass that I was supposed to be a complete victim and as meek as a kitten with a full belly. She knew her business. But knowing that she knew her business, I went along with the kitten act. But I was as ready as a tiger when Gallagher opened the door. But I wasn't ready for the man he brought with him. It was Funston. L.B. Funston, still looking through the rimless glasses, but now his eyes were steely hard, and it only took one deep breath to realize that he was the Fox. He had a small caliber gun out of an inside pocket faster than I could get my breath.
Wait a minute, Gallagher. This man's name is not Pritchard. Fox. What do you mean?
I know it. Something went wrong. This guy's Bill Connie, the master of the Scarlet Queen.
I was sitting on the couch, and after a sellout like that, there was no use standing up. Helen left me like I'd broken out with the purple pox, and Gallagher still stood behind Funston looking at me with that grin.
Red, he's the one who was in to see me earlier.
Never mind, Helen.
He isn't the guy I talked to.
Never mind, I said. You're an impulsive man, Carney.
A little surprised at you, too, Funston.
What are you doing here?
I like a game of bridge as well as the next guy.
You play a stupid game. You should remember that your Red Queen is not the top of the chute.
She'll do.
She'll never win a trick. You'll never use her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But you're bluffing, Funston.
Ah?
Either that or you're double-crossing Constantino and talking for yourself. Fighting to stay clear of Malone's murder.
I want more than talk.
You're still bluffing. You don't want to hurt me, because with me out of the way, Constantino's octopus would have nothing to follow. Wise up. You don't scare me. I'm too valuable.
All right. I'll pay you $25,000 for the destination of your Scarlet Queen.
I can't hear you.
There are other methods, Carney.
Now you're bluffing again. You'd never get it that way either. And what did Constantino say if you laid me next to Malone?
That's something I'll have to find out. At the moment, that looks better than arrest for murder. Stand up, Carney.
You're really on a spot, Funston. You're even getting the double cross from your own people in this room.
Now, who's bluffing, Carney?
I mean, you're getting it from Gallagher. He knew who I was tonight.
Gallagher!
Skipper, why do you have to rush me? I'm all right, Skipper. I'll take him. What's the matter?
I raced her across the room to a table. She had a drawer open and a nickel-plated revolver, half out of it by the time I grabbed her. get over there and calm down. I grabbed her by the arm and tossed her across the room and had that 45 out before she landed. I twisted to look at Funston. Gallagher had hit him hard enough to keep him from opening until Christmas. He was tangled up in the throw rug and not thinking about a thing.
Oh, well, Skipper, there's your port clearance and my chief mate's berth spread all over the room.
Yeah. Now what the devil was the idea you leaving me to shake hands with that gun of Funston for so long?
I had to do it, Skipper, to keep him off guard. He knew our story was fishy before I got him up here.
He knew?
Yeah. He knew you hadn't signed on the chief mate.
He had good spies. Where'd he find that out?
Right. He got it by being the honest banker.
Huh?
Eager to play along with the police. He kept in touch with your friend at Homicide, Kessel.
Yeah. I knew that Kessel was a good man.
But we're a great team, Skipper. We're standing up and they're laying down.
But Constantino isn't with them. We'll hear from him again. Keep an eye on him, will you? I got a proud call to make to Homicide. By 2 the next afternoon, we cast off from Pier 48 and were headed out. We went through the Golden Gate under power, sitting on the wheelbox with a bottle between us. We followed the channel buoys out to the Farallon, picking up that good deep water roll. The driving westerly started to sing through the rigging. I felt like a man getting his back out of a cast and walking again. The crew perked up, too, and they fell through with a will when Gallagher started blowing orders. The men liked him, too. Even the one he slugged had a pull from the bottle and shook hands with him. They took their stations at the mainland. Then the halyards hoisted away smartly, and the head of the mainsail climbed up the mast. And the white expanse of it bellied out and pulled the deck beneath me hove over to port. And I could feel the power at the wheel. The gypsum boomed out. Then the mizzen. The Scarlet Queen was glad to be free, too. She took the bone in her teeth and charged every swell as though she were carrying on a one-woman war with the whole Pacific.
Here's the rig heavy enough for you, Skipper. We're showing 8 knots on the taffrail lock.
Good enough. We'll hold her full and by till nightfall, and then let her off some.
Oh, you got a fine lady here, Skipper.
Behave like a queen. To get us to Kaiwi Channel in less than 14 days.
That means the Royal Hawaiian Bar in less than 14 nights. What's the run from there?
That'll depend on the wind and other circumstances. Japan, the coast of China, then south across the line to the shallow sea.
How long are we going to be down there?
We may never get there, so who cares how long it'll be?
Not me. I'm not married.
Yeah, I know, mate. With the Scarlet Queen, the bigamist.
Oh, better let me take the wheel, then. We got to have a honeymoon sometime.
Sure, take over. Course is 237 on the gyro compass. Got her?
Yeah. Hey, she's a spirit. What a wife she's going to make. What a honeymoon. Want a drink, Skipper?
After you, mate. Your wedding day. And you make a handsome couple. Believe me, you do. Log entry. Catch Scarlet Queen. 5:30 p.m. Miles traveled 31. Wind brisk. Sky fair. Sea cresting with high cross swell. Mainsail and mizzen reefed. Ship secure for night. Signed, Philip Carney, Master.
The voyage of the Scarlet Queen has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Log entry. To catch Scarlet Queen. Position 132 degrees 6 minutes west, 25 degrees 15 minutes north. Gyro compass course 275. Wind fresh, sky fair. Remarks: departed island of Muninjima at 4:15 p.m. after unlogged movement of vessel. Reason for move: the Spaniard and the Lascar pirates. afternoon, 15 days after we dropped the Hawaiian chain behind us, that we raised on the horizon the mountain peaks of Muninjima, and our appetite for cool, sweet water and fresh fruit. The island lies some 500 miles east-northeast from the Bonin Group, and it served as a Japanese base during the war. My pre-war charts, due to Jap secrecy, were incomplete and inaccurate. But just before sunset, when we stood around the southern tip, we did find the anchorage shown on it. It was a small half-moon bay protected by a line of breakers foaming in over a barrier reef. A little north of the center of the reef was our path, wide enough for the Queen to slip through with good steerage ways, friendly currents, and a light hand at the wheel. The water over the side took on a shallow look as we approached under power, and Gallagher went to the bow with a hand lead to measure the depth. He heaved the lead line forward, and his readings came rolling back. 5 fathoms, leaving a few to spare between keel and bottom. But shallowing to less than 5 as we closed on the pad. 4.5 fathoms, and the teeth of the coral started to show through the white froth of surf. And the currents washing back from it took the bow of the Queen from port and pushed.
By the mark! 4! Easy, skipper, easy!
I fought the wheel, and for a moment the scarlet figurehead seemed to rest on the reef. And then her head swung into the narrow channel. The shoulders of the reef swirled by us on each side.
No bottom at 15! No bottom at 50!
We were in to deep, quiet water. After our anchors were secured to the sandy bottom, Gallagher and I dropped into our dinghy and rowed toward a small pier that jutted out from the beach. At water level, we were able to see a cluster of half a dozen tin-roofed frame buildings set back from the shore and shaded by a grove of banyans and cocoa palms. We shipped our oars, started to make fast, when we heard footsteps on the pier above us. I looked up. Straight into the muzzle of a .30 caliber rifle. A single watery china blue eye looked at me from behind the sights.
Go back to your ship!
Wait a minute. My ears stopped up, or did you say go back to our ship?
Get your ship out of the bay! You are welcome here!
We need stores. This is no social call. We need water and fresh fruit, or we wouldn't have stopped.
He's drunk, Skipper. Here, let me take that pop gun away from him.
Wait a minute, Red. I think he means it. I think he's... Red, are you hit?
No. But you're right, Skipper. He does mean it. The guy's stark raving nuts.
And so Mutual continues The Voyage of the Scarlet Queen, written by Gil Dowd and Bob Tolman, and starring Elliott Lewis. The Scarlet Queen, proudest ship to sail the seas, bound for uncharted adventure. Every week a complete entry in the log, and every week a league further in the strange Voyage of the Scarlet Queen.
I stood there in the dory, looking up at the rifle and the man behind it. He was a dissipated 35, dressed in rumpled white duck trousers, no shirt, and a linen jacket streaked down the front with liquor and food stains. I was trying to figure how drunk he was and whether to make a try for the rifle myself when a movement shoreside caught my eye. And what a movement. She walked across that strip of beach as if she owned it.
Emmett! Emmett, what are you doing out here?
I don't want them ashore.
Give me that rifle. Get it here.
Too many of them here already. Give me that gun. I'll shoot them and then the other.
You drunken fool! Go on. Go on or I'll use it on you.
All right. We haven't got trouble enough. We'll have it now.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. My husband has been ill. Please come ashore. You're more than welcome.
Well, Skipper, what are we waiting for?
That's a foolish question, Brett.
I'm Nora Fairfield. Welcome to Muninjima. I'm sorry your first greeting was so unpleasant.
Yeah. What does your husband hunt with that cannon?
Men? He hates them.
But you don't,
Certainly not. That's why he does.
You said he was sick. What's wrong with him?
Nothing you have to worry about. But I think I should warn you. You aren't the only visitors on Mooneen Zima. For an island that gets a steamer twice a year, we're doing well.
I didn't see any boats in the bay.
He wasn't as good a sailor as you are. He lost his ship on the reef a month ago.
He should have stayed home.
I'm beginning to think so myself.
I let Red fight his own way out of that one. Something up ahead of us interested me more at the moment. She'd taken us into the compound, and we were maybe 50 yards from the residence house. It was a typical island bungalow built up on stilts with a deep veranda across the front of it, but it wasn't the house that interested me. It was the group of bare-chested, brown-skinned East Indians squatting on their heels at the foot of the stairs. They looked as though their shore leave had lasted too long. And the curved knives they wore looked even meaner than their faces. Their eyes followed us as we went past them and into the house. Two men were sprawled in wicker chairs, and neither of them was her husband. The dark one, built along the lines of Rocky Graziano, grinned up at us.
Come in, hombre. The girl saved you from the husband, too, no?
Captain Ramirez, Captain,
Carney, Phil Carney. And Mr. Gallagher, my first officer.
That's good enough.
I'm Dr. Mission. Thomas Mission. And you needn't tell me I looked the part. I've been told before.
Captain Ramirez is the man I told you about, Captain Carney. You men talk. I'll go see if my husband has enough bottles to keep him comfortable.
That was tough, losing your ship, Ramirez.
Mal suerte. Sometimes bad, sometimes good. This time bad. But who knows? Maybe things get better today.
Better, he says. With that heathen crew of yours squatting on their heels outside, ready to sink those murderous knives into our backs if we so much as look cross-eyed at them?
Don't talk so much. Or I'll let you die on this island.
So, that's your plan. You think you'll buy your way out of here in the Scarlet Queen and leave me here to rot? As one Irishman to another, Mr. Carney, this pirate has not got the price of a passage.
You will have to excuse this doctor. Too much sun.
But if you take me, Carney, I have money in the States.
See, like the money you stole in Manaquari. He will be in jail before he pays.
Listen to the man. That boat under the reef. Where do you think Captain Ramirez came by such a vessel? He stole it. And if you don't will chop, that is enough.
Now I help you out, doctor.
You're a little rough on your passengers, aren't you, Ramirez?
Him? He lived too long in the tropics. His brain is fried.
Maybe I should have butted in and saved him a sore jaw. The Scarlet Queen isn't taking on any passengers here. No room.
How big is your crew, Connie?
8 seamen.
That's funny. That's my crew. 8 men.
But our crew's carrying guns, Ramirez, in case you got any ideas. I didn't see anything but knives on those Lascars of yours.
Don't worry. I've got gun down in my bungalow. But see here, I prefer the knife myself.
An 8-inch knife blade vibrated in the table in front of us. He was so fast I didn't even see where it came from, but there it was. He flashed us a smile full of oversized, overpolished teeth, then tugged the knife out of the wood and left.
This is a great island, Skipper. I'm glad you brought me here.
I just wish there was enough daylight and tide left to get us through that reef and out of here.
You think he's crazy enough to try and take the Queen?
I don't know, Red, but I'm not sleeping tonight, neither are you. We'll keep our eye on him from 2 places. I'll row you back to the ship, and I'm staying ashore.
Wait a minute, Skipper. You're pulling your rank on me. I met her, too.
Forget it, Red. There's a husband in Ramirez in the picture, too. By the time I'd taken Gallagher to the Queen, broken out enough rifles to arm the crew, and rowed back to the island, night had fallen. And the first quarter moon was rising above the tops of the palms. I stopped when I hit the beach to get my bearings, decide which way to go. The threat was real enough, I was sure of that. Island shipwreck has turned sweeter characters than Ramirez to piracy. And the only way he or any of us could get out of there was on the decks of the Scarlet Queen. He was facing a crew of natives filled with frenzy for a home thousands of miles away. I was 2 legs out on a voyage with a $10 million prize at its destination, somewhere in the South Pacific. I'd fought before, and I was ready to fight again to keep the Scarlet Queen underway. found a shadow, black in the faint moonlight, made my automatic handy at my waist, and started counting the minutes to the rise of sun and tide and the chance to get away from this place. The first 20 went by slowly and quietly. Then I heard a rustle in the brush behind me. I took a quick step sideways, snapped my automatic from my belt, and whirled to face the sound.
Oh, Captain Carney, you... Oh, why waste time on an act? You didn't surprise me. Came looking for you. You just startled me a little.
That puts us on common ground, except for the surprise. Why were you looking for me?
Because I've got to get away from Emmett. I want to go with you.
Talk sense. I can't take you with me.
You could, Phil. I don't know what's going to happen if I stay here with that decaying pig. I'm afraid I'll kill him. And I'm afraid he'll kill me. I've got to get away from here. So look at me. Please, Phil. Take me away from here.
You don't touch me, gorgeous. I can hear you saying the same thing the same way to Emmett about getting away from some other sucker. The only way you're going to get away from this island's on a tramp steamer.
Oh, Phil, I didn't mean that. Really, I didn't. I'm just going crazy, that's all. Phil, if you know what kind of a woman I am, can't we let it go at that? Then I couldn't hurt you. So, just for a minute, don't be afraid of me. I hit you, didn't I? Because you knew me. For a second, I hated you. But now I don't.
That's too bad. I feel more comfortable when you do. Anybody on any island would have given her A for effort and the same for her injured pride exit as she left my little plot of beach. I had half a hunch and maybe half a hope that she wasn't through pleading her case and she'd be back. I sat there through the next hour trying to keep my mind on the Queen's cabin lights bobbing slightly out in the bay and to be ready for any movement towards her. There was only a split-second awareness of someone behind me, then a brown forearm was across my throat. I got a glimpse of a second figure slipping around in front of me. It was a turbaned Lascar. I kicked out at him, and the last thing I remembered was the smell of chloroform and the cloth he jammed across my nose and mouth. And the deep, gasping breath my lungs forced me to take when the forearm relaxed a little. That and the sound of oars being put in oarlocks as somebody jumped into the dinghy and headed for the Scarlet Queen. Then the beach, the island, the whole world pulled away from me, and I was too tired to care. The first thing I coasted back on was the light that leaked in through my eyelids. Then the nausea. The throbbing in my head. I got my eyes open long enough to realize that the brightness was coming through a window. It was daylight. Broad daylight. That's when I tried to get up and fell back on the cot.
Connie. You're Irish, right from the brink of consciousness. Welcome back to a world of beauty.
Yeah. When I can remember of it, I'm sure I like it. Help me up here, Doc.
I've already helped you up. If it hadn't been for me, you'd be well on your way to enriching the soil here on Moonanjima.
Hold it, Doc. It's taken me a while to collect these things.
Here, an ammonia ampoule. If you must think, this will help clear it up.
My ship, Doc.
It's gone. But you're wrong. When you came into the bay out there, in the situation here, it was no longer your ship. It was common property among desperate people. You and I happened to lose.
My mate Gallagher?
Who knows? Even common property himself. Shared between 3 or 4 types of flesh-eating fish.
My head aches, Doc. I can't get very far beyond that yet.
I'll make you something. They brought you here last night, after they plucked you off the beach. With my chloroform, by the way. I was supposed to kill you neatly and silently. Slight swelling in your right arm, at the point of injection. Due to some last-minute loyalty to our common heritage, I lightened the door.
Thanks.
Here, think this. Yeah. You might say that you have been 1 milligram away from a heathen grave. My payment, of course, was to be passage out of here with Ramirez. You see, I'm here as a result of my dishonesty to him, no doubt.
I feel sorry for you, Doc.
Indeed, I feel the same thing myself. Now, if you'll get up on your own 2 feet instead of lying there like a sick dog, I think you'll feel better. Get a breath of air if you can find some moving.
I was halfway to my feet before his last words got through the dizziness. There wasn't any air moving. I stumbled to the door and looked out. The palms and banyans were motionless. That meant one thing to me. The Scarlet Queen had to be under power to make any way. There wasn't enough breeze to even rattle her halyards. My wristwatch read 9 a.m., an hour and 10 minutes after the earliest tide she could have crossed the reef line. I knew that if I could get high enough, my ship would still be in sight. I didn't know why I should torture myself. Maybe it was like hiding in a corner to watch your girl marry another guy. But I pulled what was left of me together and started up the mountain to see where the Queen was going with somebody else. The summit was a jumble of rock. I scraped my way to the very top and stood there. 12 miles of rolling, folded hills and valleys stretched to the north. 3 miles of gentle slope to the south. And beyond, in a great circle, empty sea horizon. Not a sail, not a mast, not a speck in sight. Then I went down the mountain and back to the compound. It wasn't until then that I felt the new atmosphere of the place. Yesterday had been filled with chattering birds. Now there was nothing but the muttering of the surf against the reef, a leaden sky and humid, oppressive air. I went to the residence house to find Nora, hoping she'd know where Ramirez would make for her. I found her room and knocked. There wasn't any answer. I knocked again, and then I went in.
Like I say, Connie, mal suerte. But you look surprised to find me waiting for you.
After the build-up, what else?
What is the build-up when it all falls down?
Where's my ship?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew so well I was on it.
How did you miss after your boys smothered me on the beach?
I make big mistake. I warn you, don't ever trust a woman.
Thanks.
She took the dinghy right after my boys make the big mistake with you.
Yeah, big mistake. They should have smothered her.
I think maybe somebody else too. Who is gone from the island? The girl? Yes. Your chief mate? No. And your Scarlet Queen, I saw her go through the reef. What do you think?
From here, that's hard to figure. Where's your last guard crew? Behind me?
Don't worry. My boys crawled away someplace this morning. They say sunrise too red. They say wind going to blow today.
You should have crawled with them, Ramirez. This is going to be a good one.
See, I know this wind. I think we get out of this house quick. This is no good place for typhoon.
You got a better place in mind?
You make good question, Connie. I say the wind makes us good friends when we were good enemy before. We get out of this house.
Together, dependent upon one another, fighting the power of it, dodging flying branches, wincing from the sting of sand and rain that came with the wind. Left no time to think of anything but survival. Suddenly, we all became allies. Dr. Mitchell came out of his collapsing cottage, crawled to us on his hands and knees, and then behind us, half falling, staggering out of his coma and his quivering house, came Fairfield.
What have you done with her? What have you taken my wife? both of us are lucky to be here instead of drowning on your massless hulk, Connie.
I don't think much of the choice myself.
Well, I do. Right now, I'm glad I trusted that woman.
Shut up!
What for, Professor? You think he doesn't know what kind of...
Shut up! All right, Connie. I know what he means. But I'd like to find it. The trail leads down to the beach at the bottom of the crater. It was a steep trail, and now and then when we'd go through a clearing in the dense growth, I began to get a picture of the place. It was a volcanic crater, and the sheer sides made a complete circle with a circumference of about 1.5 miles. We were about 3/4 of the way down when I caught the glimmer of water. Another 100 yards, and we broke out of the brush and hit the beach. That's when we all stopped. That's when the whole thing took on the feel of a dream. But I was awake, and there with just her bow in sight in the tiny inlet was the Scarlet Queen. I didn't have time to reach for any answers because suddenly with the ship back on the scene, we were no longer allies. Our common enemy was forgotten, and Ramirez and I were face to face. But he had a knife, and I had an empty holster.
I think this is far enough, Connie.
Yeah, for one of us it is, Ramirez.
Why don't you think this way? You take the island and the woman, and I don't hurt you. The beautiful tropic night, Connie. You'll be happy, I tell you.
You've been in the tropics too long yourself, Ramirez. That's fever talk.
No, I try to make it easy for you. I go on your ship. I tell you, maybe you die like Mitchell in this storm. What you think?
Well, you make it sound good, Ramirez. You make it sound good. The only thing I knew about his knife draw was that he used his right hand, and that's what I made for. Come on. I stood up, nudged his head over with my foot, and he didn't move. I didn't know how long it had taken, but it was long enough to make some changes in the scenery. Our dinghy was pulled up on the beach. Nora was standing there. Next to her was Gallagher.
I thought maybe you'd need some help, Skipper, but you did all right, didn't you?
I got a few things out of my system, but I got a few more.
Now, take it easy, Skipper. You're tired, so calm down.
How'd you get here?
Wait a minute, Skipper. Come here, you.
Fred, please, Red.
He told me you sent her to the Queen last night, that you were selling her passage to Kobe.
What did he say? Never mind, Fairfield.
I believed her, so she put me wise to Ramirez. He and his Lascars tried to board the Queen at dawn, but we were ready for him. She said you knew it, too, and were hiding out till it was over.
You know how right she was.
And then this morning, when I got a load of that Typhoon Sunrise, she told me about this place, and we came around, and a good thing, too.
Yeah. That's what puts the whole thing off balance. The Queen would never have lived in that bay on the windward side.
What's the rest of it, Skipper?
I was supposed to be dead, and she was sick of Ramirez.
Phil, Red, please let me say
But
something.
you, Gallagher, you're supposed to sail off into the sunset with her.
Phil, listen to me.
You mean I can go into the sunset with
Wait
you?
a minute. You'll have to choose between her and me, Skipper.
Well, when the chips are down, you're really more attractive, Red.
Glad to hear that, Skipper. I'm blushing with pride.
And now shall we leave the fair fields to their island? What's left of it?
Yeah. And to their Ramirez. What's left of him? Yeah, Skipper. I think we've wasted enough time on Mooninjima.
A few hours before sunset, the outside circle of the typhoon had passed, and we headed out of the crater basin. I didn't bother to take soundings, but I did sketch an addition to the faulty charts of the island. Under power, we threaded through a narrow channel that the Japanese Navy had dredged from the almost landlocked basin of the open sea. We rounded a rocky point and swung the Scarlet figurehead on our bow until she looked out on the course she'd been born to follow. Neither of us knew where that course would lead. When we were free of the rocks and I felt the breeze on my right cheek, I cut the motor.
Stand by to make sail!
The peaks of Moonin still held us in their lee, but the edges of the northeast trade sweeping around them were enough. The mainsail reached up the mast and took hold, and the cloying land smell was swept away and replaced by fresh sea air. proceed kindly, Skipper?
Doing fine, mate. We'll take her a little closer on when we make the north end of the island.
That's an island I want to see sink behind the turn.
Why you? You didn't have a tough time.
Oh, you don't know, Skipper. That woman. She thinks all men are the same kind of man as her kind of woman. If you know what I mean.
I think I do, and it reminds me of a friend of mine on Mutamachi Street in Kobe. We'll have to look her up.
Oh, no, not me. A glass of rice beer is as far as I go into Kobe. Drink, Skipper?
Yeah. Hey, what's this? There's lipstick on this bottle.
Sure. What do you think she was? A savage? Lipstick never hurt you, did it? Ah, go on. Have a drink, Skipper.
After you, mate. After you. Log entry, catch Scarlet Queen, 5:30 p.m. Miles traveled, 6,215. Mainsail and mizzen reefed, ship secure for night. Signed, Philip Carney, Master.
The voyage of the Scarlet Queen has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Log entry, the catch Scarlet Queen, Philip Carney, Master. Position 119 degrees 12 minutes east, 21 degrees 7 minutes north. Wind fresh, sky fair. Remarks, departed port of Swatow, China, 9 a.m. after a bout with Avila, the Portuguese. Reason for bout, the story of the 8 historic periods. Swatow, sprawled loosely out at the mouth of the River Han, 180 miles north of Hong Kong, is a city of great filth, of roads dusty or muddy according to the weather, of warehouses rich with pewterware and Chinese linen, of citizens poor with malnutrition and a variety of resultant diseases. And to us, a city of great menace after the affair in Shanghai's Street of Weeping Women. The Scarlet Queen knifed up against the sullen, muddy current. As I swung her into a narrow channel that forked off from the main river, I noticed an English-made sedan keeping pace with us on a road parallel to Slum. The Chinese characters on its side designated it as a local police car. I'd expected a reception, but not quite the kind we got after we docked and a smiling, uniformed figure left the car and scrambled aboard.
Which one is Philip Carney, a master of this excellent ship?
I am.
And you?
Gallagher, chief mate.
What's up, officer?
You have the admiration I cherish for those of great heroic action.
Knowing what this is all about will affect my reception and stay.
The newspapers in all the coastal cities of South China have paid you a most honorary tribute in 2 languages for your intelligent bravery in the safe rescue of Nan Hua, the beautiful daughter of the illustrious Ku Chi Kang from the hands of Lord's kidnappers. And Puto, also kindness in saving handsome parrots. Your great character makes the efforts of your enemies as those of earthworm attacking cobra. I have spoken.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Charlie.
It is Swatow's honor to give you gracious welcome.
Yeah.
It is order from highest office of humble Swatow police that you remain in protective custody.
Wait a minute.
In order that we may better fend from your admired persons the blows from any avenger.
Oh, well, we can take care of ourselves.
It is understood. But your humble officer is powerless under weight of order from high office. You will come.
2 more uniformed figures jumped out of the car at his shouted orders, and Nanhua, Gallagher, and I were hustled off the Queen and jammed into the rear seat of the sedan. A minute later, I asked our smiling officer a question. He was in the front seat.
And when he turned around to answer it, he was holding an automatic on us. That's when the custody dropped any appearance of being protective.
And so Mutual continues The Voyage of the Scarlet Queen, written by Gil Dowd and Bob Tolman, and starring Elliott Lewis. The Scarlet Queen, proudest ship to plow the seas, bound for uncharted adventure. Every week a complete entry in the log, and every week a league further in the strange Voyage of the Scarlet Queen.
I didn't know whether the three men in the front seat were genuine SWAT cops or not when we left the harbor area. But as long as that automatic was staring me in the face, I figured it didn't make any difference. We skirted the business district and bumped along the dirt road that followed the riverbank. About 5 miles out of town, we pulled up in front of a Roman two-story building that looked like it had once been an inn. Our guards pulled us out of the car, frisked us, and shoved us into the building. The room was fitted out with rickety furniture and 2 men. One of them was a heavy-set, swarthy Latin. The other was Nanhua's Shanghai kidnapper, Colonel Smythe Forrester.
Come in. I trust you all had a pleasant sail down from Shanghai. Oh, come now, don't be a faint heart. There are accommodations for all. Sit down. We'll have a chat.
I've heard you talk before. I didn't like it.
Oh, it's water under the bridge, Captain. Come, Nanhua, be seated.
I will stay here.
Oh, relax, Nanhua. Go ahead, sit down.
There you are, my dear. You may sit close under the protecting arm of your gallant captain. Mr. Gallagher?
I can find my own use.
Now then, may I present one of my associates, Mr. Avila. Mr. Avila has journeyed up from Hong Kong.
I am most happy to be here.
All right, that makes us all great friends. It's a charming circle. What do we do with it?
Come off it, Captain. And now, Captain Carney, I can make known to you the splendid news that is the subject as well as the cause of this meeting. Nanhua, this should please you particularly. Your father is well and in no danger.
You lie. Where is my father?
Oh, I understand your natural inclination toward distrust, my dear. But hear me out.
Why don't you get off of your fancy language and say something?
Mr. Gallagher, please. The news is this, gentlemen. At this very moment, Mr. Kang and Mr. Constantino are together in Hong Kong, peaceably discussing the common problem, viz., the $10 million prize that has been the basis for the many discomfitures which have befallen all concerned. There now. Is that not a stunning bit of news?
I do not believe it. You are lying.
Well, then permit me to refer you to Mr. Avila, who has himself just brought me the information.
It is true. I saw the two together myself. They are making business together.
What's the deal?
It is somewhat the same as dividing the value of the treasure. If Mr. Kang will turn over $5 million, Senor Constantino agrees to return this young lady, Nanhua, to her father. And Senor Constantino will save the expense of following you, Captain Carney, over the other half of the world. And at the same time, well, there was always the chance we might lose. Now it is a good gamble from both of the sides.
You got a funny idea of gambling.
Yeah, I'll bet you're a real plunger in a game of stud.
Talk how you like. Call it investment. The Senor Constantino is paid $5 million. And he promises to forget all about the treasure.
You mean he leaves Kang and the Scarlet Queen alone from now on, huh?
Yeah, that is right.
And we're supposed to swallow this, huh?
I do not believe it.
My dear girl, I ask you only to contemplate your immediate situation. If there were not clear horizons ahead for us all, would we be gathered thus in such amicable discussion? Well, I dare say you all know Mr. Constantino's tendencies toward violence well enough to realize that we would not.
I still do not believe
I'll
you.
lay off, Nanhua.
But still...
You've said it enough. I think the Colonel gets the general idea. Drop it. Where do we go from here, Colonel?
As far as I'm concerned, Captain, you and your company could return to your ship, but it is the expressed wish of both Mr. Kang and Mr. Constantino that, since they are together in Hong Kong, we remain together pending the completion of the negotiations. And rest assured, sir, Mr. Avila and I will make every effort to make it as pleasant as possible.
I'll be easy. Just show me to a room that's as far away from you as I can get.
Egad, sir, you're a brash one, aren't you?
He was a tough one to insult, but it made me feel better anyway. I had very definite ideas about what would make my stay pleasant. One was that I needed company. Not Gallagher, but beautiful Oriental company. Nanhua. Another was that I needed a room locked from the outside, but furnished for relaxation with just such company, including a bamboo bar stocked with an array of liquor perfectly suited for relaxing in just such a room with just such company. The only thing wrong with their ideas was that I had my own.
Shut up. You are angry with me, Phil?
I'm fed up with you. Your father, this whole fouled up mess.
Phil, please, Phil, don't.
Why not? I'm probably being tossed into the pot along with that $5 million.
You don't believe that?
Why don't I? If I don't believe that, why do I believe any part of it? I've never seen anything. I've been living on words. Sounded great in San Francisco. $10 million. But in Squatcow, I can't stomach it. It won't stay down. $10 million. I'll have to see it to believe it, and I haven't seen it.
Phil, please. The value is much greater than
Not from where I sit. Not from what I've been through to get where I am, locked into this hole with you.
I'm sorry,
So am I. When this one is finished, Kang and Son can find themselves another sailor. I don't like the way it's being played.
You did not make a mistake in
Well, then I did.
But what will we do, Phil?
That's up to you. I just know I've been slugged and shot at for the last time. I just know I'm through sailing after that phantom pile of junk.
That phantom pile of junk. Perhaps you should know what makes up that phantom pile of junk. That in it is the story of China.
That's fine. That's very pretty.
In it are relics passed down through the 8 historical periods. There are 2 ivory tablets from the Yin dynasty, which existed before the year 722 B.C. Upon them are carved the first and second of the sacred formulas.
Yeah, that's fine, too. Doesn't mean much to me, though.
There are chests of jewels from the courts of Zhao and Hin. There are great gold incense ends from the temples of Tang. There are treasures from every dynasty. Phil, what my father is attempting to recover for our country cannot be measured in terms of money or even in terms of life and death. Perhaps if you would stop thinking of it as merely $10 million.
I don't think of anything except that I'm fed up.
Then of course it is better that you do not go on with us.
I'll get you out of here and start to Hong Kong or Shanghai or any place you want to go, but that's all. You can find somebody else to dig up the story of China. Slugging her would have been easier for both of us than the cellar. But it was my idea, so I stuck with it. The hardest thing for me to take was her acceptance of it. The cool dignity that crept over her. And the inbred pride that, like the yin tablets with the sacred formulas, had been passed down through the 8 historical periods. But it worked. 2 silent, uncomfortable hours after dark, the door was opened slightly, and a familiar, smiling face looked in.
Oh, most admirable Captain Khan.
What do you want, laughing boy?
My desires are simple, but I am once more waited with order from high office. You will come.
How about the girl?
Jerry's lady will remain in protected custody.
Rest easy now. I'll see you later. What's up, laughing boy?
Fortune smiles upon you.
No?
Although the smile is hidden behind fan of kingfisher feathers for sake of delicate secrecy. With the stuff and silence of a hunting spider, you will follow me.
Where are we going?
On sudden regrouping of thoughts caused by mention of hunting spider, I will follow you. Please to quickly tiptoe rearward in the hallway.
I couldn't quite figure the stealth act, but the rest of it was right for a while. We slipped out of a rear door. Holding to the shadows, we stumbled across about a quarter of a mile of field. Then we turned toward the road and got into a car that was waiting for us. 20 minutes later, we bumped our way back into town, avoiding the business district again. And the next turn knocked everything into place. We swung around a warehouse, and I saw the river. I shot a look at Laughing Boy, and he was smiling over his automatic again.
And then we pulled to a stop. On the dock, next to the Scarlet Queen. What's this?
A sudden sight of ship brings great joy to loyal captain. Please to journey aboard.
Where's my crew?
Surrounded by most helpful conditions and honest guards in nearby warehouse.
Any of them hurt?
No. They are most cooperative crew in face of many weapons. Even handsome parrot was picture of calmness. Please remain unexcited and in the cabin, knowing that I will prevent intrusion.
Come in, me Captain Carney.
What are you doing on my ship, Avila?
I wanted to talk to you.
There are plenty of places to talk.
Yes, but none so good as this. In the city, there are too many who watch and too many who listen. This meeting between you and me would not be good for them.
I don't think much of it myself.
You and I are men who are led by similar things, Captain. I think, too, we are pushed around by the same thing. I wish you would sit down with me as a friend.
I hope you know what you mean. I don't.
I think you and I, we could be great teams.
How did you figure that? You've been checking my references or something?
I have stayed alive for 31 years because I know men.
Why don't you try making sense, Avila?
This afternoon I learned to know you when I listened to how you talk to the girl, Captain.
Huh? You got a lot of tricks, haven't you?
When we put you together after the story about Kang and Senor Constantino, we thought we would hear something else.
What could you hear that would do you any good? The position of that Chinese stuff, maybe?
Oh, that would have been very good. For us, but not for you.
Could have saved all of us some time. She doesn't know where it is.
You know, I believe you, Captain Carney.
Thanks.
And I think maybe everything could be all right. I speak of what you say in that room. You told me one thing that I like to know. You told me that the only thing that loyalty really counts with you is the one you have for yourself.
I wonder if I do know what you mean.
I think you do. I have the same feeling about loyalty, so there is the similarity. I am to Senor Constantino much the same as you are to Ken. High in the organization. Similar again. You say you live long enough on words and promises. I am hungry for something more myself. We are much alike, Captain. Why then are we fighting one another?
We aren't. I'm not fighting anybody over it anymore. I just want to get out of Swatow, that's all. You can have everything I know about it, which is nothing.
Yeah, I believe you.
Again, thanks.
But, Captain, don't you see the possibilities? You and I pulling the strings. It looks the same, but the big ones are now working for us. Then, after the treasure and you and I disappear, they find out, but it is too late.
Yeah. And after you and the treasure disappear, I find out, but it is too late.
Oh, no. It is no good that way. We work together.
Who else is in on it?
The colonel.
Mike Forrester? And it's no good. Too many people.
Oh. Well, how about your chief mate, Gallagher? You leave him out?
Yeah. It's got to be just the two of us, or it's no go. Can you send the colonel back to Hong Kong?
Captain Carney, I think you don't trust me yet. I mean what I say about this plan. I will do everything I can to make you trust me. I will leave the colonel out. I will send him away tonight. Then, when you get rid of your mate, we will be partners, no?
That's right, Avila. Then it'll be you and me alone.
That's good with me.
Nini! One more thing for you.
You call me. I hasten to obey.
See, go to the colonel. Tell him to come here. Tell him Avila has a very important thing for him in the cabin of the Scarlet Queen.
So far, I figured I'd done pretty well with what I had to work with in Swatow. At least I'd had the right instinct about their friendly approach and their wild lie about Kang and Constantino. And my sellout act with Nanawa had the reaction I halfway expected anyway. But finding Avila on the Queen and alone instead of with the Colonel was something that didn't quite fit. It fell into place an hour later. The car got back. And we heard the Colonel coming aboard.
This is big test, Captain. This is the first thing we do together.
That's right, Avila.
Well, I presume we've met with success enough. Avila.
Hey, what's the game, Avila?
Put down that weapon, sir.
The Capitan, he says I must send you away.
Avila.
Have you got him up? No, you like it, don't you?
The big test, Capitan. I do this bad thing only to show you can trust me. Now, you show me how I can trust you.
Nini! One more trick! This time you bring the chief mate! Mr. Gallagher!
That next hour was the shortest one I've ever spent. Avila never took his eyes or his gun off of me. Toward the end of it, he pulled a chair into the center of the cabin, facing the door, gestured me into it. And he pulled another one up behind me and sat down with the muzzle of his gun resting against my spine. Then he handed me my own automatic. By that time, we'd stopped talking. We just sat there, waiting for the sound of Red's feet on the deck above. But the hour passed, and we still sat there. An hour and 5 minutes. An hour and 10, Red still didn't arrive. An hour and 20, and Avila took the automatic out of my hand. An hour and 30, he expressed himself foully in Portuguese and stood up. How many men did you send after him? I don't think you did.
The men were enough.
Yeah, maybe, but they didn't come back, did they?
That is very bad for you, Capitan. I think maybe there was a trick. I think maybe it started from you.
You're crazy. You've been dealing this game. How could I pull anything? Use your head.
Wait, let's go. Listen. Come. Oh, good. Now things will be equal again. You stand over to the side, Captain.
I moved a few feet and stopped. Started inching back, trying to get into a position for a rush just as the door opened. But I never made it. It wasn't Avila that stopped me. It wasn't that I was too late. It was the voice from the deck. It was the laughing boy.
Mr. Avila!
And he was alone.
Mr. Avila! We are troubled with bad fortune.
What happened?
The certain one, Gallagher. He is made from the certain part of 9 What
happened?
My face is gone. In spite of the extreme heaviness of your orders, we could not bring him to the ship alive.
What'd you do to him? Is he hurt?
Not unless he has fallen from his great height. He is flying in the wings of intoxication.
Come on, fool! Get back to the car. Go ahead, Captain. Follow him.
Yeah. With luck, maybe he's left a drink for us. The building on the river was as quiet as a tomb when we got out there. I didn't know whether Lin Yi was smiling or not as he let us in. And I knew I wasn't. Avila followed, a scant 10 inches behind me, with the muzzle of the automatic in the same spot in the middle of my back. When we got to the room I'd shared with Nanhua, we stopped. Lin Yi edged away from the door as though he expected it to explode in his face.
Since my face is already gone, I shamelessly hesitate before the den of the tiger.
Capitan, I would leave myself if I could keep this gun in your bag at the same time. Go ahead.
I opened the door expecting to see the room torn to shreds. But it wasn't. I expected to see the bamboo bar covered with empty bottles, but it wasn't. I expected to see Gallagher sprawled out on the floor, but he wasn't. He was sitting next to Nanhua on a low couch, and they both stood up as we came in.
Hello, Skipper. We've been worrying about you.
Yeah. I've had a few uneasy minutes myself.
Look, wait a minute, Avila.
Before you start thinking about pulling that trigger, I ought to warn you that you'd be the next one.
Move over here. It is to come.
Please to accept a refusal, having found higher personage who has more weighty order.
You lose your skin for this.
Most unfortunate words have been spoken. Now rapid steps must be taken to face.
Lin Yi's rapid steps would have looked good in Madison Square Garden. He hit Avila below the knees in a rolling block from behind. I went down at the same time. For a split second, the three of us were tangled on the floor. I got up first, put the arch of my sea boot across the wrist above Avila's gun hand. Then I kicked the gun across the room with the other foot. I let him get up. When he was straightened, I hit him with every ounce I had. Maybe it was relief after having that gun on my back for so long. But I didn't wait for him to come back to me. I went after him. Maybe it was just the temper that goes with the name, Connie. For a while, I forgot there was anyone else in the room but Avila and me. Or in the world, for that matter.
You need any help, Skipper?
Oh, gallant Captain, you have the admiration I cherish for those of great heroic action.
Calm down, Skipper. You got it out of your system, haven't you?
Yeah.
I guess we can go now, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Nanhua. I guess you understand that sellout act I handed you, don't you?
Yes, Phil, I understand now. Shall I apologize for believing you?
No. It's a good thing you did. It wouldn't have worked if you hadn't. And you, laughing boy.
Oh, admirable, never laughing captain.
I'm surprised at you. You know, you double-crossed with the best of them.
Oh, no. It's instead most real sincerity after overhearing true story of great Chinese treasure from perfected mouth of Nan Hua, even greater Chinese treasure. I have spoken.
You sure have.
I now return to protective custody of my position in Swatow Police before one who is now prone awakens to new dawn of hateful anger.
By 8 the next morning, after I'd apologized for the 12th time for my sellout act and explained for the 13th time that I knew Kang wasn't in Hong Kong selling out to Constantino, we got Nanhua States on Air Cafe to Shanghai. I freed my crew with the help of Laughing Boy and gave him the handsome parrot as a parting gesture. And an hour later, we coasted out of the River Han into the deep rolling water of the South China Sea, and the trades whistling up from the lower latitudes. Stand by! To make sail! Fell to with a will and snapped to their positions at the main sheet. The big, strong expanse of the mainsail climbed up the mast toward the morning sky, filled with the wind. Stretched out and pulled. The jib sheet cracked into place. And the mizzen swung out. The Scarlet Queen buckled down to the beam wind crossing. How do you feel, Skipper? Better, Red? Better with every mile that goes astern.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of them out there if you want them. Where are we bound?
Well, I got a little surprise for you, Red. Kang told me that if we ever ran into a stone wall like Swatow, we would head east.
Well, fine. Let's take a little cruise someplace, just for a change. Shall we, Skipper?
Where'd you like to go, Red?
Brooklyn.
That's a little too easy. Would you settle for Manila?
Hey, you really mean it?
Sure.
I've said it to myself. I'll say it to you. You're the most understanding skipper I've ever sailed under.
Why, sure. I even take a little nip on watch once in a while, when my mate gets around to offering it.
That's easy. Drink, Skipper.
That's better. After you, mate. After you. Log entry, the Ketch Scarlet Queen, 5:30 p.m. Miles traveled, 8,754. Wind brisk, sky fair. Sea cresting, mainsail and mizzen reef. Ship secure for night. Signed, Philip Carney, Master.